Today I'm going to be focusing on creating a really simple bird's wing. We don't use any cookie cutters or anything for this, no need for it. This is just a really simple way of doing it. If you have the robin kit, then you will already have the template for that. But today I'm just going to show you how to execute that. So what I've started with is, this is really nice natural brown Shetland Morit, and what I also have is a really simple template. When you get used to doing this, you won't need this, but it's nice to have as a guide when you first started, and I know I found it really useful, so we're going to do that today. You can work on either a mat, the Hessian mat, or the foam. It really doesn't matter. So I'll start off on the foam and then we'll swap around. So what you want to do is just take a needle, just a standard needle, a 36 or a 38. You don't want anything too fine for this, and we're going to just draw a line around the actual template that we have here and create just a really light line, which we can then use as our fold line when we start to felt and create the shape. Okay, so just hold the template in the middle, keep your fingers out of the way, and just roughly, don't be too precious, just roughly felt around that line. You won't even create a proper shape just yet, that will come later. It's really more just for size. And then, as you can see, we've actually created a nice line with our felting needle. You can actually go around that line again if you want to, but don't overdo it. You don't want to stick to the foam. And you're only pushing just through the very top layer of that foam. You don't want to be pushing all the way in. If you do that, you're going to draw the wool into the foam and then it becomes difficult to move. So we've created that nice line, and all we're going to do now is we're going to just fold it until it stops. It will stop where that line is, and then just gently felt till it holds, and then just move it around. And also this excess wool around the sides will thicken up the wing, and we can also add more if we need to later. So can you see, you can't really see that shape, don't worry about it, and then you can just use your needle just to pull in, and as you can see, it's pulled around that shape that we made a minute or so ago. Okay, so what I want you to do now is just peel it off, because we don't want to over felt it so it sticks to the foam. Turn it over and felt again. Now one needle is perfectly fine. You can use any tool you want really. This one's got 2 needles on, so that will speed up the process. If you don't have those and you have a couple of needles, then you can just tape them together and use 2 taped together, and that works really well. If I've got quite a lot to do, then I like to bring on the big guns, so take that off there, pop that on the Hessian mat, and this is where the punch tool comes into its own. Just use the punch tool. I haven't got any felt on here at the moment, but it's always best to have a piece of flat felt on top, because it just extends the life of these mats quite considerably actually. I've got a little bit here. So yeah, pop your flat felt on top, and always use all of the mat and start to punch, and you can see how quickly that starts to felt. And pull it off, turn it over. So I'm just going to take that off just so you can see better. And see how fast that is, and don't worry about these wispy bits at the end, we'll deal with that. We'll actually use that. And as you can see, that's starting just to shape really nicely. It's just really a petal shape. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of contrasting wool. So I'm just going to add a few strands of dark in. You can blend this beforehand and do this if you want, or you can just lay it on as you go. And don't push all the way down through the mat. Again, you're just going through those top layers. The mat is there for support and nothing else. Turn it over, and you can actually use the tool just to draw in any wool. You can use it to bring those edges in. And because we've brought those edges in, we've created a really nice soft finish, so there's no harsh edges around the sides of the wing. So get that nice and firm so it holds itself. And then I'm just going to pop back onto the foam again, just so you can see, because most of you will have foam, so that's why I'm going to use this. Go back to a single needle, and as you can see, that shape's almost there but not quite, so I'm just going to draw those edges over, just tidy them up a little bit. As you can see, this is a finished wing I've got here. So you've got a nice curved shape around here, which I'll show you how to create. So you can just keep drawing those sides in. If you want to make it smaller, then this is how you do it. Just pull those sides in. And then we've got, now you can either leave the wing wispy, which is quite nice, gives a nice rustic look, but if you like it a bit tidier, then just fold that over. We'll give that a twizzle at the end just to sharpen it up. And as you can see, keep turning and pulling. And then if you want to create that nice curve, you can almost do it with your fingers, but just to secure it in place, keep your fingers out of the way, spread your fingers, and just keep your needle really flat and just go in through the side, just in one area, and you get a really nice curve. And then this pointy bit here, well, it's not pointy at the moment, but we want to create a nice shape. So just twizzle that in your fingers, or you can actually put it in the palm of your hand and do it that way. And then again, you can continue to shape, or if you're happy with it, you can just leave it. And if you want to reduce the size, you can also do that by just going all the way around. And keep reducing until you're happy with it. And then just twizzle that end again. So there we have a really nice shape for a bird's wing. And then we're just going to pop this on wrong side. Take that one off. I'll pop it on here so I can show you on the right side. And pop it on there. And then you just gently tack it on. So you haven't over felted this wing. It's nice and firm, but it's still got enough wool there to secure it. There we go. As you can see, one wing nicely attached to your robin. And then if you just want to go around those edges, just reduce the line slightly, and then just twizzle that again just to create that shape. Bend that wing up. There we go. One bird wing nicely secured. Really effective and really simple.